Here's the new Rovo AI in Confluence. It just built my whole project charter from a messy meeting transcript in about 10 seconds. If you manage projects, you know how painful it is to face a blank page, how tiresome it is to get through meeting transcripts to find the answers, and then writing a document from scratch, spending hours and days. Today I'll walk you through my real workflow. I'll show you how I use Rovo AI to turn 10 hours of messy meeting transcripts into a polished PRD, the product requirements document, and then turn it all into a complete backlog in Jira. If you are new to Confluence, it's an AI-first collaborative workspace from Atlassian that works smoothly with Jira. Basically, it's one ecosystem. In fact, 72% of the Fortune 500 use Confluence, including companies like Tesla, Amazon, NASA, and Nvidia. It's a powerful knowledge base for your project. Gone are the days when project managers need to take meeting notes and write follow-ups. Gone are the days even when you need to type your project documentation. You don't want to spend your precious energy on these cheap administrative tasks. You want to manage your project. You want to be a strategic leader, right? That's exactly why I partnered with Atlassian to make this video and show you Rovo AI in Confluence. This AI assistant works in your workspace and can write your project documentation and then use it to create Jira tickets inside your backlog. Alright, let me give you some practical examples. So for instance, when we were starting a new project, we had an intake meeting. It lasted for about an hour and a half. And before that, I would spend like many hours to get all the information out of this transcript and create a project charter. Now it can be done in a matter of seconds. Alright, this is Confluence and I'll go and create with Rovo. And I have permission to use these transcripts, so I'll just upload one of these files, specifically session number 1. And I'll ask to summarize this into a simple project chart using the framework that I teach in my courses. And I'll use a prompt from my library, so feel free to steal this prompt and use it on your next project. Role: you are a senior IT project manager. Context: I have attached a transcript of a project kickoff meeting with the customer about the new product. Task: write a formal project charter, capture all critical points, don't allow any ambiguity in scope or requirements. The main goal is to align all stakeholders on project goals and constraints, and include the following sections. So these are the sections we'll have in project charter. But more importantly, if you don't have specific information in the attached files, highlight the problem in the following format. Start with this emoji and describe the problem as you see. Give me a list of questions to ask my stakeholders about the problem. Okay, I'll paste the prompt here and just submit and give some seconds to Rovo AI to process it. Alright. Here's the project charter for this project. So budget tracker app. As far as I can see, it captured everything accurately, and that's quite a complex enterprise type of project, so there are a lot of details here, a lot of nuances and some technical terminology as well. But it's quite comprehensive here. I'm pretty confident that's a good starting point. Now, notice that this is a preview which is available or visible only to you, so you can adjust it before publishing and fine-tune whatever you want here before anyone else will see it. Alright, we can add to Confluence, and we'll add it as in our space as a child to this document, and we'll keep it a live document. Alright, here it is. Now we can work together with the team on editing it. If we need to change something, that document is live, so it means that you can basically type or remove anything from here right away without like publishing, unpublishing it. By the way, I'm talking about IT project management here, but in reality, half of Jira and Confluence users come from non-tech business teams like marketing and HR professionals. So everything I describe here applies to those industries and those teams the same way. All right, let's move on. So project charter is the first step in the process. Then we have usually the requirements phase with more meetings, more interviews with stakeholders, and technical deep dives. At this point, you might have 10 hours of requirements meetings, which are usually unstructured in your transcripts, and turning those into comprehensive product requirements documents or epics usually takes a project manager 3 full days or a week. Okay, watch this. In this example, I use Rovo AI in different way. I have a page already created, and I'll go here to ask Rovo. But instead, using of this Rovo AI agent, I will go and find requirement-specific agent. It has instructions already built in, so that's why I'll use a very simple prompt. I will ask it to write a comprehensive PRD, and I'll upload a lot of meeting transcripts for it to process. And let's give it a try. All right, it has finished generating, and because this agent has built-in instructions, I didn't put a comprehensive prompt. That's a simple way to use Rovo AI, but let's review. So problem space, evidence, impact, objectives. Sounds like a good starting point based on everything that we discussed in that meeting. All right, there are some tables. And the big idea here is that you can review it, you can chat with it, but then you can insert into the page. And this is your other way to create documentation fast, iterate on it, and then collaborate with the team members on the details. By the way, you can review all available agents that come out of the box and select the ones that you like, or you can create your own agents and write instructions on how to provide the requirements documentation, for example, in the format that your company uses. You only need some basic prompt engineering skills here. All right, I want to do something really fancy with this product requirements document next, because in Confluence you can create whiteboards, and this is a great feature. So we're not going to use templates, and I'll give us some more space. Okay, let's open Rovo AI, and I will mention a document that we generated recently, and I'll use a fancy prompt here. I will not read this prompt line by line, but it's a comprehensive prompt to create a work breakdown structure diagram. And if you are interested in in-depth prompts for project managers, check the link in the description. Okay, now I'll submit and we'll wait for the results. All right, it's very mesmerizing to look at how it creates the work breakdown structure for you. All right, here we have a work breakdown structure. Obviously, it's not ideal from the first shot, but it would take maybe 5 minutes to manually align all the nodes if you need to. Yeah, I've literally spent a few seconds to adjust 2 of the deliverables, and now you have quite a well-structured work breakdown structure. You can fine-tune the elements position if you want, but you got the point. Like in a matter of few minutes, we created a comprehensive work breakdown structure. This kind of work would take you and your team maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks to get it in this shape. And now here you just need to do the fine-tuning of the visuals. By the way, if you want to see more videos like this one with practical implementation of project management concepts with AI in the most popular tools, click the like button right now. Now for the final step, the holy grail of AI project management. We have project chart in Confluence, we have PRD here, but your developers don't use PRDs and project charters to actually create the products. They work in Jira, on Jira work items. Usually you would manually translate these requirements into Jira epics and then you will write descriptions. But in this case, I'll ask Rovo AI to create all of these automatically for me. Okay, let's do it right here, right now. I'll open Rovo AI and I'll use command to create work items, and I'll use a simple prompt. Based on this PRD, create Jira epics for each major requirement. Submit. Here we go. I have prepared creation of Jira epics for each major requirement, and these are the epics, and we can review them one by one, or we can just create all. And we can view those work items. Here they are, all created in our project, with some small description. Obviously, if you would write a better prompt to explain what kind of epics you want here, it will add more details into your descriptions. This is the strategic part of project management where you gain clarity and alignment on the project. But the real work still happens in Jira. And if you want more practical examples and tips on how to use AI in Jira, watch this video next. It will save you 10 hours per week minimum. Click the video now, I'm waiting for you there.